Hello everybody and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts HD Dream Drop Distance playthrough. We're on the Solar Sailor and we are heading to the portal, but I think it'll be a while before we actually get there.
Is she gonna make it?
I don't know.
But didn't you write her code?
Some of it. But the rest is just beyond me.
She's an ISO. ISO?
A whole new life form. Korra is the last ISO.
And you created them?
They manifested like a flame. They weren't really from anywhere. The conditions were right, and they came into being. For centuries, we've dreamed of a pure existence beyond our own. I found them in here, like flowers in a wasteland. They were spectacular. Everything I'd hoped to find in the system. Control, order, perfection. None of it meant a thing. The ISOs, they were gonna be my gift to the world. There, good as new. It's gonna take a while for our system to reboot.
So what happened to your gift?
Clue happened. He was built to create the perfect system, but endless potential can never, ever be fully realized. Clue saw the ISOs as an imperfection, so he destroyed them.
He screwed up.
No, he's me. I screwed it up. Chasing after perfection, chasing after what was right in front of me. Right in front of me.
Look too hard for one thing, and you miss everything else. And then, the people around you get hurt in the process. Like Xehanort, his single-minded thirst for answers created... We all have a little of that curiosity in us. So if we're not careful, any one of us could create an Ansem. Great! They found us!
We've been put on a new course.
Goodbye.
Korra!
No, wait!
She's removing herself from the equation.
We can't just let her go.
Yeah.
No. Hold on, Sam. What about getting you to the portal? You shut them down from the outside.
But Korra comes first. And we still have to get back your disc.
Sam, if you chase two rabbits, you won't catch either.
If this is a father-son thing, I won't butt in. But we should probably get back that disc at least, before Clue uses it to destroy the outside world. Come on, Sam.
Right. Meet me on the flight deck, and get us some wheels.
Wheels? What's your plan?
I'm a user. I'll improvise. Riku, I gotta save Korra too.
I know. We will.
The dish should be somewhere on the throne ship. I saw it dock here earlier. Over there.
All right.
So that's basically our target. It's the same as it was with Sora, but we are going to have a little bit extra after that, because we are actually going to go through the throne ship, rather than, just getting to it and then being like, yay, delightful. Time to fight Tron, who's been taken over by Evil Code, and so on and so forth. So there's a bit more than that that's going to go on. as I'm sure you can probably imagine, we will be having a lovely Dream Eater boss fight at the end of this, which will be delightful. And oh, it's quite nice to get control of one of these guards, although, you know, kind of accidentally murdered him before I got the chance to actually do anything. But that's fine, these things happen. And yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take me drop me nuts soon, because yeah, I'm getting a bit low. But yeah, actually, having had a thing, we're not actually gonna have to go on the Solar Sailor right now. I don't think we have to win the entire strength of the story with Riku in the grid. Might have to go in it after we've beaten it. Have to beat the grid. I believe that's probably the case. I think that's the only way of getting to the portal again. So I think that's the point where we get to actually explore it. So we are going to have a relatively, maybe not hugely lengthy, but still more than I would perhaps like, part coming sort of immediately after this one. Not like same day I'm just talking about like the next part. Yeah, about 24 minutes or so. Oh god. Going through and picking up all the treasure chests for Riku, because surprising amount you can't actually get during the main breadth of his story, which is kind of nuts when you think about it. You would have expected that they'd just be fine, but nope. Either way, that was quite a fun bit of mutually assured destruction with those two Escar glows. That was... I like it when I can pull that off. It's like, yes, you want to get to your shell, but you will never get to your shell. I feel like I need to improve my evil laugh somewhat. It doesn't very much feel like it's properly evil enough. Like, maybe I need to just sort of lower it to sort of near Master Xehanort levels of deepness, and try and add like the graveliness to it. But that's at that point I'm just going, no, that's hurt me throat. That's hurt me throat. I really should have like actual vocal training if I want to do that sort of stuff. Because yeah, my voice is not meant to work in certain ways, and I don't always realise that it's not necessarily meant to work in those ways, and then severely regret it when I try and make it work in those ways. I mean, like, I remember way back when I was a kid, so I think it would have been when I was about 10, 11, when I was finishing junior school. And I'd gotten down a really good Roz from Monster Zik impression. I can still sort of do it. I mean, I think I have done it on occasion for the channel and on other things. But back then, I used to be able to do it perfectly fine. Now, when I try and do it, I'm just like, nope. And then I just cough my lungs up after I finish it. Because it sits in a sort of part of my throat that doesn't like to behave like that anymore. It's the same whenever I try and do like an impression of Trekkie Monster in Avenue Q, because that, I think the way that I do that voice doesn't allow me to breathe properly. And oh my god, we've got Kiraga. But yeah, it doesn't allow me to quite breathe properly, I think. And so what ends up happening is I try and do the voice for like the length of a song, and then immediately regret it, because then I start gagging like part of the way through, and I'm just like, no, this was terrible. But I do like mimicking voices when I can. It's just I'm not the best at it. Same with really a lot of things. Jack of quite a lot of trades. Master of very few. But I would like to think that I am a master of some skills that I have. Some. But yeah, and just saying about like rolls and stuff just made me think about, oh my god, Kingdom Hearts 3, it's coming! I don't think I will ever get over that fact that that game is finally coming out. Like, it's... I mean, this is going to age this playthrough so much. I mean, it was already going to. Like, more so than either my Kingdom Hearts 1 or Kingdom Hearts 2 playthroughs, because at that point, Kingdom Hearts 3 was just sort of this nebulous concept that was going to occur at some point, but nobody really knew when, and everyone was a bit like, yeah, Nomura, could you give us KH3 now instead of all these spin-offs? Obviously I've had the conversation about spin-offs before. They're not really spin-offs, but they are. So everyone was just like, could you just give us Kingdom Hearts 3, that'd be nice. And then the madman went and did it, and in a couple of months' time, we will finally have Kingdom Hearts 3. I will finally be playing Kingdom Hearts 3. And I just hope that it is as good as it deserves to be, and gives me sort of everything I could wish for in terms of Kingdom Hearts, which is maybe a bit too much to be putting on it, but this is what happens when you have a game in development, or say you're going to be doing it for a very long time. There's a level of expectation that comes up around it, and then eventually by the time it comes out, nothing can match up to that level of expectation. I do suspect, however, that Kingdom Hearts 3 might be one of the few that does manage to do it, because just everything about the way in which Tetsuya Nomura works and all the games that he's worked on, I think that if anyone can do it, it's probably him. But obviously there is the whole issue that obviously Final Fantasy 15 ended up being a little bit of an interesting example of what can happen to a game that's been in development for a very long time. And that would have been nice if, you know, they hadn't have decided to attack me, but hey! Get that Kira in quick! Now I believe that, as with Sora, Riku has a chest that's hidden over via this, so we are going to make use of it. These designs do look pretty awesome. It's one of the things that does make me quite intrigued to actually go and watch Tron Legacy. To sort of see these all in their sort of original form. I mean, I know that they are obviously based on the original Tron designs, just kind of upgraded and done with much better technology, but I would be quite intrigued to see how it all works out. And how are we doing on treasures then? Okay, we're doing somewhat okay. I mean, there's that one which I'm kind of gutted about, but it's alright. So I think we've got 3 left. We might be able to get a couple of those, because I think that there's the ones on the throne ship which we're going to be able to get, but I'm unsure of what else there will actually be that we can reach at this moment in time. But before we do that, we're definitely saving, because save monster right here. And yeah, let's head on up to the throne ship. Now, That's kind of weird, but yeah, the black guards don't actually turn up unless you step in the middle of the room. So if you want to avoid a fight, that's definitely the way to be doing it. And I mean, it might help out because I mean, I think I may or may not have slightly died in this room once when I was recording. But it's a small little room to level up in, so and they're not too bad, these black guards. It's just if you're a bit reckless like I am, when it can bite you in the butt. And any chests? Nope. Okay, we'll just go grab that disc now. Okay, thanks, bye.
Sam, go! Oh. What are you doing here?
To the flight deck.
But Clue will be here any minute. We'll never make it.
Don't worry. Riku's here to help.
Yeah, Rinsler went out like a right old wimp this time round. Like, bloody hell. And here we are at the portal. Considering, the plane dropped us off pretty much right outside its front, it's kind of a bit weird that we've been plopped all the way back here. But it's fine because there's chests about, and I want those chests, so I'm gonna go get them. But we've got a portal whilst we're here, so I'll go in and get that. Okay, thanks. This is quite a fun little room actually, because you've got 3 cannons up at the top there, which will fire at you if you're in range. Thankfully, we're not quite in range at the minute, so we're all right. But it's just a chance to go in, murder some more Dream Eaters before we get to the boss. Definitely a good idea, because while I wouldn't say that this boss is as challenging as Rinsler is, because it's a lot easier to hit, it's not quite as... I mean, it is aggressive, but it's not quite as strangely aggressive as Rinsler. And just in general, it is a much easier ride. But it can still prove a challenge if you're not leveled up enough. So, I mean, if you're around about where I am, yeah, you should be fine. It just might take you a try or two to figure it all out. And, yeah, definitely pick that up. And, what makes sense at this point, and what you really should do, is go up to the cannons, use the cannons to, well, either auto-destruct them, or switch targets, or do them as a prize shot. Doesn't really matter which route you go, either will be fine. But doing so is definitely recommended, because it makes life so much simpler. Because then they're not trying to murder you. And I feel like I might have tried to go for one of each, because why the heck not? Okay, no, I didn't quite go for one of each, but I did go for 2 switch targets, so at least they're going to be helping me out right now, because they certainly weren't doing that before. But pretty much once all these guys are dead and done, it is time to take on the boss. And see exactly where the end of this story is going to take us for the grid. And then obviously after all that, there will be a lot of cutscenage following the boss. Because obviously, end of a world set, that's what happens. This thing is huge! Good grief. You'd think that there was actually going to be a boss fight on this, and surprisingly, no. There actually isn't a boss fight on this. It is just a massive frickin' arena in which you fight. Which, I mean, I suppose is fair enough, but I would have expected a boss fight here. Like, you run up to the portal, have to run back down, and then you have your boss fight here, because it's a big enough circle to... Well, big enough... octagon? I think it's an octagon. Yeah, that's an octagon. But anyway, here we are at the portal stairs. This is our final chance to make sure that we've got everything we need. I think we pretty much do. Probably do just want to check our ability link. See where we're up to. Might as well get that. Why not? And yeah, we're basically stuck there for a bit. That's fine. So, well, I think we've saved. So, check my reports. There's not much point in it, mind, because I know. Well, I suppose check whether I've got everything on this end, make sure I'm all right, and I am. So, yes, let's head up to the portal proper and take on our boss fight.
This is mine. Had a feeling you'd be here. You! You promised that we would change the world, together. You broke your promise. I took the system to its maximum potential. And now, you see the applications at my disposal. I don't believe it.
You can leave this one to me.
So yes, it is time for us to take down Comantis. Which, yeah, it's not too horrendous. Basically, just wail on it. As long as you pretty much stay up in its face, it can't do much to you, because it's kind of pincery things don't really get anywhere. It spins around, sits a lot. You don't really want to be spending much time on the ground because it will spin a whole bunch of stuff at you. And it can use that ring around its waist to hit you, so you do need to avoid that, but in general there's not too much to worry about, and eventually at certain points it will go into this where you can use a reality shift against Comantis. I believe at this point it tries to heal itself, and using the reality shift to energy jam it means that it no longer can. And actually, upon using the reality shift, I believe it does spit out a bunch of energy bits and bobs that you can actually run over, and they will heal you, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I do seem to recall that being a thing that can happen. So, it's just another thing that does make this fight a lot easier. Oh yeah, it's these things. You can actually run around them, pick them up. They'll do a great job. So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, while he can be a little bit challenging if you're not prepared, definitely so much easier than Rinsler. Like, my God, the difference. And he's pretty much out of there at this point. I mean, he's gonna roll about a bit, try and attack, but I mean, he might get a bit of damage on us. I mean, like there, but there's very little he's going to be able to do at this point to stop me from murdering his ass. I do love a good bit of Dream Eater murdering, because they really do not stand a chance half the time. And I like how he tries to reality shift at the last second, but that's not going to succeed. Because I know how this works now. Thank God. But there we go. Comantus is defeated. The grid, in terms of story anyway, is complete. We've still got to, you know, pick up some chests. But that's fine. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the end of this story and see exactly what's also going on in the outside world before, you know, we go do our lovely treasure chest pickup. That's what you deserve, Clove. Now sob the hell off.
I created the perfect system. The thing about perfection is that it's unknowable. It's impossible. But it's also right in front of us all the time. You wouldn't know that because I didn't when I created you. I'm sorry, Clue. I'm sorry. Go! Clue! Remember what you came for! No. No. Why? He's my son. Go! Dad! Sam! It's time! No!
Sam, it's what he wants.
I'm not leaving you!
Take her! Yes! Goodbye, kiddo.
Don't even think about it. The portal is gone. These gates that connect worlds, maybe when we pass through them, we're challenged and changed. and it's not over. There are more trials ahead we have to overcome. But we'll be ready, Sora.
Where are they? I've turned this castle upside down. Hey, are the other two still out cold?
Dylan and Evan are conscious again, but still unstable. They're resting inside.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I'll give the castle grounds a sweep.
Don't. If they were back, we would have found them by now.
So do you think they were blasted off to some other world, or what?
I highly doubt it. When someone who's lost their heart is recompleted, they should return to the place where it happened. And if that world is unavailable for whatever reason, a refuge is made for them in the realm between, a world called Traverse Town. They would be sent there. Or perhaps...
No, look. Okay. The fact is, we're here. We've been recompleted, right? So they should be here too. Plain and simple.
I agree, it is strange.
What a drag. Could they not have been recompleted at all?
Well, you see...
Forget it. You know what? I'll bring them back myself.
Huh? How, exactly?
Why do I always get stuck with the icky jobs?